Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about you weren't able to check. EX-Doordash driver says McDonald's closes orders with stickers. That's why it's always wrong. So there's a lot of things that we have privilege to as DoorDash drivers, but one of them that we don't even want to begin with is the ability to check your order, and for good reason, because there's a lot of food handling and health code violations that come with that. But the point he is saying is that because McDonald's closes orders, that's why it's always wrong. Is that the fault of the driver, or is that the fault of McDonald's?
Don't put this on me.
I would say McDonald's, but I do want to hear his points. So with that said, I want to go over everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers, as well as their corresponding customers and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. If you've doom scrolled through enough DoorDash TikTok, you've probably come across a video or two from users on the platform who showed stacks of forlorn orders left in the food pickup purgatory. The reason orders never got picked up: folks who were purposely stingy with their tips. Oh, I think we all know that this is a factually accurate statement, or they just haven't been picked up yet in general, but there's a long list of reasons it could be. However, TikTok user and DoorDash driver Hustlingandhurry responded to one of those clips with an upload of their own. In the video, Hustlingandhurry states that the reason why they are never picked up, some orders in this instance McDonald's, has less to do with the lack of tip, more of the protocol that hamburger chain implements when preparing DoorDash orders for pickup. I'm gonna leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. While I do agree with the statement that a lot of people will no-go list McDonald's specifically for how they just outright ignore us half the time, but I don't think that has to do with the protocol in which the order is packed. In fact, I would actually argue 9 times out of 10 we like how the order is packed. In the beginning of Hustlingandhurry's video, he stitches a clip from another TikTok video which shows a slew of pre-bagged McDonald's orders. A woman narrating the video says the orders are a graveyard of DoorDash requests that haven't been picked up from delivery drivers because the customers who placed these orders didn't pre-tip.
A whole section dedicated to people who don't tip, and their order just sits there.
She isn't wrong about that either. Like, that could be contributing to the problem. Could it also be that the orders just haven't been picked up yet and they're actually good orders? I don't know, but it can also be just that McDonald's has earned a poor reputation among drivers. Management does have a lot to do with how quickly orders get done. At this point in Hustlingandhurry's own TikTok, the previous one cuts out and they hop on the comment of the situation from the perspective of a DoorDash driver.
Hey, I'm a former DoorDasher and I just wanted to add something to this. Picking up McDonald's orders for DoorDash was never not a nightmare.
That is a sad statement about
McDonald's orders.
so completely true.
You know, I am so glad somebody said it out loud. Like, all fast food restaurants do it, but McDonald's specifically. It's like they find out that there's a way they can fix the problem, only for them to intentionally create another problem. Oh, they didn't want to start the orders until you got there? Let's make it so that way they wait forever. Let's ignore drivers for as long as possible. Oh, that 20% extra in charges? Don't even worry about that. Just make their life a literal hell. And let's be as disrespectful to these drivers as possible. Like, I literally went into a McDonald's and this short redhead manager was trying to teach a new hire how to, you know, be a McDonald's worker. She said it was going to be a couple minutes before the order's ready. I said, how many? Because I didn't know if I was going to wait forever or not. And she went to the manager, asked the question. She's like, when they ask that question, you just ignore those people. Excuse me? So you're teaching your people to just ignore gig workers when they show up. No wonder why they have to charge you more than 30% commission, up to 50% commission for your piss poor integrity and character. No wonder why that's necessary. Why was it such a terrible experience for the delivery driver? It all boils down to stickers. Believe it or not, the driver says that because McDonald's employees seal up the bag, they, as the delivery driver, aren't able to ensure that all the customer's requests are honored, i.e. additional sauces, utensils, napkins, etc. And because they didn't want to crack open the sticker and have the customer think they were grabbing some road fries, or generally fudging with the contents of their order, there was no way for them to check. This was a problem for a season. Like, when the 2020 pandemic hit, the restaurants were sealing the bags for health reasons, but then customers would get upset with us when we weren't allowed to check if that order was a thing. There used to be a time where we had to check and be certain. And yeah, there was a certain few things that people could still knock us for, like not having the drinks, etc., etc. But over time, they actually removed that from a way they can actually rate us. Oh, but what if they just rate you 1 star and they just don't give an actual reason to why? Well, that's always gonna be a risk no matter which order you take. Additionally, Hustlingandhurry says the McDonald's he would pick up from would always put beverages inside the bag, which would often end up soaking the contents of the paper bag mid-delivery, culminating in a crummy food delivery experience for both the driver and the customer. Now you see, this is why McDonald's is looking into implementing a lid sealing machine, because that is a problem, and some McDonald's are doing some things about it, but some just aren't. And then you get a leaky bag and you're just like, mother frick, I'm gonna end up getting a rating for this. Since McDonald's hasn't implemented the lid sealing machine, that's become the touchstone of bubble tea spots. Pairing a drink with a traditional lid covering will almost always make for a frustrating delivery experience when the beverage is put inside of the paper bag with the rest of their order. Now I have an odd craving for bubble tea.
We wanted the employees to sticker the bag shut, so you actually weren't able to check the order to make sure that it was all correct and that napkins and utensils were in there without breaking the seal and making the customer think that you fucked with their order.
Again, you're putting it on me?
That is like an outdated problem, though. That problem doesn't exist anymore. Like, all of these gig apps have started to filter those type of ratings.
On top of that, they would put the drinks inside of the paper bag with the food. So if the lid wasn't on properly or if it wasn't secure in the bag, it was going to spill and get the food wet inside of the bag, and you weren't going to know until it started leaking out into your car. So no, I always declined McDonald's orders anytime I was doing DoorDash deliveries.
I was declining those orders because they were treating me like dog crap. But yeah, that's another issue too. His post sparked a litany of different responses from users on the platform. One person said they'd prefer McDonald's bag sealing protocol. I love that they seal it. You don't need to check my bag.
Yes!
You see, that's exactly the point. A lot of people are liking that because we don't get rated for it anymore. If there's a problem with the order, it's on McDonald's.
Yes!
And another person from down under seemed to prefer McDonald's sealing methodology as well. We seal the bags here in Aus. If the food isn't right, it's not the Dasher's problem to sort that. The person ordering will get a refund for the items the user wrote.
You don't have to. Yes!
I feel like this was a good win for everybody except McDonald's, and McDonald's is the one that should be the one held accountable for that. Another user agreed. I understand that whatever I get in this sealed bag is not on the DoorDasher, but the complaint is with McDonald's.
Yes!
We need more customers like that, understanding that the DoorDasher is not at fault. I order food all the time. I like it when my food is sealed because I have had a few bad experiences with drivers. Someone else echoed.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
I mean, I'm sorry to hear you had bad experiences and the change was good for you, I guess. It seemed that there were several folks who shared their love for ordering McDonald's via DoorDash. I never had a drink issue, and actually McDonald's is the best because of that. Subway will always miss chips. Imagine that you can't mess with that, another individual road. Actually speaking, that's a good point. Like, there are some places that that are very loosey-goosey with the way they pack their stuff, they could just casually keep the chips and no one would know the difference. But honestly, I'm glad that McDonald's started doing that myself, because while I don't typically pick up from McDonald's, the few times that I do, that bag is sealed and I don't have to worry about it. Of course, there were folks who had some strong viewpoints on gratuities as well, like this person who thought that pre-tipping on a service was nuts. Since when do you get a tip before you perform a service? Is it a tip for good service, the user asked?
Now you've confused me almost immediately, and you promised me you weren't going to do that.
Now wait a goddamn minute. This video had nothing to do with tips. Like literally, there was no mention of tips during the course of that video. And then some douche waffle decides to make a point on that. Like, this is just a hater for the sake of hating. Like, come on.
Let's be honest. If I stay, I'll probably just get in the way.
Yep.
Probably.
No offense.
Why are you even here?
But there was another person who thought that tipping was the way to go, saying they've seemed to have a better time ordering from delivery applications as a result. When I ordered from DoorDash, I've been giving tips this whole time, and I've been using it for 2 years at least, LOL, the user claimed. I'm glad somebody ended up stepping in on that front, because quite honestly, I get so annoyed when you bring up a point on why you hate tipping on a video that had nothing to do with tipping. Like, even if you were to bring up the fact that McDonald's orders don't really have that great of tips anyway, that meant literally nothing in comparison to everything else. There are several bloggers and Reddit users who have shared that the eateries they hate picking DoorDash orders up from the most. DoorDash driver says that Applebee's, Benihana, Sonic, and Buffalo Wild Wings always give them grief. A Reddit user cited excessive wait time as the reason they don't enjoy McDonald's orders. For me, Taco Bell and McDonald's, the wait times are always crazy, the commenter wrote. Okay, from that list specifically, Applebee's, down here in Florida, there is like one Applebee's and I've never picked up from them once. Benihana, doesn't matter where they are, they all just suck. And the one down here is super discriminatory towards gig workers. Sonic, I almost never have a problem with Sonic, actually speaking. Almost never. And that was when I was in New York. There's none down here, or at least none near me. Buffalo Wild Wings, again, they're pretty good about their stuff. Even Buffalo Wild Wings Go, which, but still. Taco Bell, yeah, sometimes Taco Bell gives me a hard time. And certain McDonald's give me a hard time, too. I get you on all those fronts. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I'm glad that he mentioned that this was an ex-DoorDash driver. Like, literally, it was an ex-DoorDash driver. This may have been a thing 2020, 2021, but it's no longer an issue anymore. I'm glad that they've actually started sealing the bags. I'm glad that they actually made sure everything that's in the bag is now secure, because now they have a whole cup holder system and everything. The only thing that I'm a little annoyed at is that they still haven't fixed their service workers actually, you know, discriminating against gig workers, but I'm sure the more they get charged over 50% for actually taking DoorDash orders, they're gonna start to fix their stuff. But overall, there are a lot of people that will not pick up from McDonald's. I'm a little annoyed that tipping got brought up when it didn't have to, but it also brings up another point. What restaurants do you not pick up from because of the way they pack their stuff or how they operate as an organization? I refuse to pick up from Benihana anymore. I'm super selective with McDonald's. Buffalo Wild Wings are very limited when I actually get orders. Taco Bell I'm okay with. They make me wait like 2 minutes tops. But I know a lot of people that hate picking up from Taco Bell. I used to hate picking up from the Cheesecake Factory when I was in New York. And even so down here, because they had no parking and they basically wanted me to make a parking spot so I could go in there and wait for 20 minutes. And they discriminate against gig workers. So I refuse to pick up from Cheesecake Factory. It's amazing how some nice restaurants are so discriminatory towards gig workers. All in all, if you don't like picking up from some place, just put it on your no-go list. But understand that those places can also get better over time. Changes in management, changes in how they operate can happen any time. If you can give them a second chance, great. If not, We all get it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!